Yo, man. Yep. Yeah, man. What's happening, y'all? Word up, man. I'm just chilling. I just wanted to tap in, man. Sometimes I miss going live, man. So I just go live just to see what's up, man. See if anybody out there want to chop it up. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. We got the new year that just came in, man. Word, yo. New year, new vibes, right? I mean, I know a lot of times, man, people still reaching out asking me like things like which digital distribution should they use or digital distribution company should they use and all this other stuff, man. But I definitely think that right now, man, we are in a time where music distribution, I think, might be either dead or dying, you know, because it's like a lot of these platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, a lot of them are starting to close doors, man. You know, it was like they were the place to go because of the fact that they provided an easy pathway towards monetization. That was the goal with them. So you had Spotify, you had YouTube, which was always there. Then you had Bandcamp, which was always there, where artists could sell their music direct to fan. But there was always that challenge, right? Like you had to find people that was willing to buy your music. And few people were. So Spotify came along and allowed people to make money off of getting people to just listen. And that's all people had to do was listen, and you made money. And that was great. But the way that that model is set up, it's set up in such a way where if people listen to your music and you get streams, you take away from other people, other artists rather. So in a situation where we have record companies and, you know, major record companies that want to make sure that they get all of the money, they ain't too happy sharing the pot. So a lot of them started taking measures to drive independent artists out. You know, where now you got these monetization thresholds with streaming to where you got to get 1,000 streams every 12 months per track on Spotify, and, you know, monetization thresholds on Deezer and all of these different types of things, which is like now you can't be sure that you're going to make money on these platforms, even if you manage to get streams, you know, because it ain't about whether you get streams anymore. It's about the value that you bring to the platform in a sense of whether people care that you're there enough to become subscribers or something like that. And if not, then people don't really, then the platform rather, does not value you. And they're going to make sure that you don't get paid because they want to make sure that the money goes to who they do value. And being there, you're just going to find yourself being very frustrated. So it's like when it comes to music distribution, that is kind of what kills it. The fact that it ain't all that valuable to have, oh, what happened there? Oh man, that was whack. Just froze. But yeah, it's gonna be like, damn, I'm dead now. But yeah, it ain't gonna be all that valuable to have your music up on streaming platforms anymore. You know, because the way that they're operating with the thresholds and everything, you're just not gonna be able to make a whole lot of passive income there. So now everything moves into where else can you have your music? And the other places that you can, yeah, I'm dead. The other places that you could post your music to earn revenue aren't dependent on you having music distribution. So effectively, right, you don't need to do music distribution. You don't need to do music distribution to have your music up on Bandcamp. You don't need to do music distribution to have your music available on your website. You don't need music distribution to have your music available on SoundCloud. And these are the places that are becoming more beneficial to artists, right? These are the places that are becoming more beneficial to artists, because SoundCloud has a different monetization structure where they're paying artists based on individual user consumption. And listen, I've been testing out SoundCloud, and I'll tell you for a fact, you know, you can make way more money with SoundCloud than you can with Spotify or any of these other streaming platforms, dude. Like, you know, for y'all know, man, you know, I got music that I did years ago, so I'm not active, but I put some stuff up just to test SoundCloud. And it's like, yo, dude, you talking about like 27 cent, damn near $1 for like a single stream from a single listener, because of the fact that it's not about, you know, how many streams you get. It's about how valued you are by the individual listener, where if they stream your music a lot, or if you, not even a lot, but if they stream your music way more than anybody else's, even if they stream your music 3 times out of 5, right? Then it's like you get paid way more for those 3 streams, because if they're paying $10 a month, then you occupy most of their streaming activity, right? So it's like you stand a chance to make way more with SoundCloud. Bandcamp, direct sales. Websites, you know, that's another form of direct sales, you know? But yeah, man, it's just different things. And I definitely think digital distribution is on its way out, right? Who's that? Let me shout some people out before I start the next game. James Callen, what up, man? Said, proud to say that I presented your channel when teaching on a music business degree in London. Bless you, King, for your consistent foresight. Ah, thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Word up, man. Yeah, man. But, I mean, digital distribution. Oh, they start me with a hard piece, man. Damn. But yeah, man, digital distribution is definitely is on its way out, dude. It's what they call a commoditized business, right? Where, first off, there's so many people doing it, so many music distribution companies, that there isn't really anything that any of them do that's all that unique. Digital distribution is a very basic service. Put your music in stores, you get streams, pay you. That's what it breaks down to. So every digital distribution company is effectively doing the same thing. And none of them want to offer anything that would really appeal to artists, like actual marketing support, you know, quality customer support, anything to that extent, because that impacts their bottom line. Like if they do that type of stuff, then they make less money. So they're not gonna provide those types of services to you. So they all are just basically trying to be the name that you remember, where you just pick them because that's the name that you're familiar with, you know? But as far as whether you get better service with TuneCore versus, you know, CD Baby or something like that, it's pretty much the same, dude. You know, they get your music in stores and they pay you. So it's like the only thing they can compete on is price. One wants to charge you $20 a year. Another one wants to charge you $10 a year, and you go for who's the cheapest, right? Now, you don't want to go too cheap because the cheapest companies are really skimping, right? And they don't even want to give you even mid-level customer support. So it's like you got that game where you want to be careful with that. But outside of going super cheap, dude, it's not much that separates them, you know? So it's like now, when it comes to music distribution, you got Lander, where they'll keep your music in stores forever, and you don't really have to worry about it coming down, and that can make sense, you know. And outside of whether the distributor keeps your music in stores or not, you know, there isn't really much of a reason. There really isn't much of a motivating factor for why you would use one company over another, unless they're doing something spectacular. Like you got Venice Music, and I like what they're doing, you know, where they're mixing in a whole bunch of stuff, which is like, okay, Venice Music is like, we're doing community-focused things, you know, where you can go there and get workshops and all sorts of, like it's almost like a South by Southwest type of thing with a music distribution company. So music distribution is almost secondary to what they do. So you got those types of companies operating like that. But outside of that, man, you could literally almost put people's names in a hat and pick anybody, you know? Word. Now, I don't know if anybody got any questions on that, but I'll check in a minute, because I can't check while I'm playing this game, even though I stink at it. I got to call my wife. She's the Tetris pro. Word. But yeah, man, I mean, at the end of the day, ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys know about that news, but ChatGPT has introduced ads. They're going to start adding ads to ChatGPT. So now when you're using ChatGPT, or really not yet, because they're testing it. Let me correct that, right? And I wrote about this on the Pay Us No Mind website, right? About ChatGPT introducing ads. So right now it's in the testing phase, testing ads in the US, where let's say you went to ChatGPT and asked it about how to make a steak dinner. You might get an ad for A1 sauce or something like that if you went to ChatGPT and asked it how to make a steak dinner. Now, there is the consumer side of me that's like, damn, man, ads, because that means they're going to be harnessing your data, right? Like they're going to be taking all of your queries and using it to identify what type of ads to show you, you know? But the marketer aspect side of me is like, ooh, I'm kind of eager to see it, because I know that the ads are going to be highly targeted in a way like we've never seen. Because right now, where ad targeting is based on kind of like contextual based stuff, you know, like what somebody is looking at. Like if somebody's watching a hip hop video, then it's like, this person must be in the hip hop, you know? Or if somebody has a history of watching rap videos, then it's like, well, this person's into rap. But they could not be easily, you know? They could have just been watching one video that happened to be a rap music video. Or they could have been told to check that video out by somebody that they know, you know? So it doesn't mean that they're into it. But something like ChatGPT would be able to identify what that person was actually looking for, you know? So it's just like a whole other level of targeting that would happen there, you know? So I'm kind of eager to see how it plays out and where they go with it, how they integrate it rather. Right now, it's just like, and again, it's on the Payusnomind.info website, so you can see it there. But right now, it's just like a banner at the footer of the results. And then they have a chat feature where you could message the company. So let's say I'm talking about, I want an underground hip hop rap song that's gritty, that don't sound like nothing in the mainstream. They might recommend the artist to me based on my chat history and things that they think I would like an artist to talk about, you know, and then your thing would pop up at the footer. And if you set it up correct, where you have some level of chat or messaging where you will communicate with somebody, if somebody wanted to talk to you about the song, right? Maybe you could. Now, I wouldn't advise that with music, right? Because music, you want that distance between you and the fans where they feel like, you know, you are somebody notable that don't really have time for them. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, everybody make all of this talk about artists being so accessible and how everybody got to be on social media all of the time and communicating with fans. But I don't think that's what fans really want. I think fans want an artist to seem larger than life, so yeah, I wouldn't really do the messaging thing. But from the standpoint of reaching the fans, I definitely would experiment with it, Word, yo. But yeah, man, I mean, so you got the ChatGPT thing, man. And then it's like, I did an interview too recently where my man Adam Bernard, who has like a publication, man. So he wanted to talk about some of the stuff that I've been doing on Payusnomind. So I've been chatting with, I did an interview with him. And in that interview, he asked me about, hold on. In that interview, right? Hold on. Yeah. In that interview, he asked me about whether artists, hold on, y'all. So in that interview, he asked me whether I thought artists should put their music up on social media, whether I felt like that was still an important thing to do. And my answer to him was no. I think for the vast majority of artists, they'd be better off without it. Because social media isn't what you have to say about you, it's what other people have to say about you. And if nobody's talking about you, then, dude, you're dead in the water. So it's like being on social media where you got a Twitter and an Instagram and a TikTok and all these other things, and you like stressing yourself out trying to find a thing to talk about and trying to do growth hacks and all this other stuff. It's like it's working you more than you're working it at that point. So it's like being there in some sense is a trap, because now you're there and you're concerned about people seeing that you got this low follower count, people seeing that you got this low engagement rate, and not wanting that to project poorly on you, and for people to think that you're unpopular or that nobody likes your music. So then you start working for the platform. You start working to get followers. You start working to get likes and engagement and things of that nature. And none of that really serves your bottom line. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you could have all of that, no fans, no sales, no streams even, nothing. So it's like the main thing is to use these platforms to get what you came to get, which is you came to get sales. You came to get streams. And if it's not working for you to get that, then go someplace else and try something else that will work better to get what you want. Or you could advertise, but being on there and just trying to figure out the algorithm, that don't make a whole lot of sense to me, So it's like, if you're going to be on there and it's not working from the algorithmic perspective where you don't have the pre-existing audience, then you advertise. And you don't care about the numbers. You don't care about the followers and the likes. You advertise for your objective, whether it be getting people to download your music, buy your music, stream your music, whatever it is, you use it for what you came to get. Because otherwise than that, you're just going to find yourself stressed the hell out. Word, man. Oh. Hold on. Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out to 05 Dynasty double. What's that? I always get your handle wrong, man. Is it 05 Dynasty? Whatever, man. Dynasty, I'm gonna call you. My man Dynasty, because you always tapping in, man, and you always being supportive, man. I appreciate you, brother. Don't let the name fumble fool you. Word up, man. But James Collins, 7085, man. Thanks for rocking with your boy, man. Finder Studio, I appreciate you too, my guy, man. Thank you for tapping in, man. Word up, yo. Whoa. Damn. I'm cooked. All right. Can I survive? I don't know if I can. Damn. All right, all right. Ah! Come on, let's just get this over with. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm gone. All right. Let's try this again. Let's see if I can do it this time. Yo, man, they start me with the wackest pieces, man. All right, let me see. Let me see. All right. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So far, so good. Let me just put that there. All right, all right. That was a fumble, maybe a little bit. Put that there. Let's just do that. And do that there. Do that, to do that. Come on, man. They ain't showing me no love. All right, maybe. All right. Better than nothing. Right. Okay. I got like 36 lines. I got a knockout. Can he do it? We shall see. All right, man. Right? This is where it get whacked when they start speeding it up. Oh, man, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Recovery. All right. Bet. Bang. Give me some love. Yeah. Yeah. Bang. Okay. Bang. Woo! Yo, you know what's a weird game, man? Fallout. My kid's been experimenting with that, man. Word, yo. I might have them play that. Fallout. Not the younger kids, the older kids, right? But yeah, man. Fallout is an interesting game. An interesting TV series too, man. I've been watching Fallout the series. I can't front, man. I like it. I like it. I don't think it's bad at all, man. I dig it. Fallout. No! That's not what I wanted to do, but okay. All right. Yeah. That's not it. Yeah. There we go. Bang. Yeah. 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 No. 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 Yeah. Come on, man. All right. All right. All right, I lost my focus. All right, all right, all right. I might be distracted. Ah, damn. Don't do it. Don't fumble, man. You're right there. All right. There we go. Right. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right. A D? Man, all right. All right. All right. That's a like that's a whack grade. It takes me right back to high school. A D. Yo, man, this is interesting, man, because it's like you got games like this, because this is a unique usage of music mixed with video games, right? Because this music is supposed to be in sync with the game, where the game now is calm. But as it intensifies, the music intensifies. So it's like the music and the game work together. And you got these rhythm games. I know my daughter plays these games a lot. A lot of them are like Japanese type of games, man, where it's like they have to play the keys out. Like it gives them a rhythm. And they got to like hit the pads in rhythm. And it just keeps getting faster and intensifying. And the more, I guess, accurate they are and hitting the pads in accordance with the rhythm, the more points they score. And the thing is that as they're playing this game, they're hearing the same song over and over and over and over again. So the song is being drilled in their head as they're playing that game. You know what I'm saying? So it just showcases like there's different ways to go about this music thing. Like I think a lot of times, man, when we think about success in music, we think about it from the standpoint of what we see, which is somebody puts a song out, song gets on radio, music videos, people talking about them on social media, stuff like that. But there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, man. You know what I'm saying? And right now, with all of these different things, from ChatGPT, where you could incorporate, where basically you could go and build an app without knowing how to build an app, or build a game without technically knowing how to build a game. All you need is the right kind of idea to say, yeah, I could see incorporating my music into whatever it is, and then going and being able to communicate it to have it built. But I think the next wave is just like finding unique ways to incorporate your music, as opposed to just being like, hey, I got a new single out on Instagram or something like that. Because if I'm looking at the way my kids consume music, they're not consuming it in the way that I did, where I listened to radio and kind of got my music from radio, or got my music through word of mouth from the street, where people say, hey man, you heard this new artist, and you go look them up to check them out, and or somebody hand you a CD or something like that. Like, they're not getting it that way. They getting it through video games. They getting it through movies and TV shows they watch. And that's where the music is kind of coming. That's what the music is kind of coming through now. So it's like artists, the better pathway right now as far as discovery is to get your music in movies and TV shows and video games. But those doors are kind of like really challenging to break into. But you can engineer it through your own media. Like every artist got a place where they live, You know, like instead of doing music videos, it would be better to turn those music videos into like mini documentaries about what inspires the creation of your music and your personal artist story. You know, what inspires you as an artist, your upbringing, the things you've seen, the things you've experienced, and having that kind of like be something that you use to push your music out there. Because if you do something like that, that's something you could go and pitch to Amazon Prime or Hulu or something to that effect and get people to watch it. That's something that you could leverage through things like Hulu ads, you know, because Hulu now opens up advertising to the general public to where anybody could run an ad on Hulu or Disney Plus. So now that just changes how people respond to something. It's different. There's a difference between you telling people, check out this new song I got, to people to being like, check out this new TV show or movie. You know, like people just respond to those things differently. That's kind of like when I was doing music, you know, I was able to start getting paid for shows and stuff when instead of doing music, I started doing like almost like one man stage shows effectively, where now it's almost like a play. And you get to say, hey, this is not just the guy performing rap songs. This is a guy mixing spoken word with performance art. And, you know, you get to put a more flowery type of description. And you get a whole bunch of old people or older people that wouldn't necessarily come to a rap show, but would come see somebody rap in something that is supposed to be a play. You know, that's like how, what was the name of that show? Or the name of that play, rather, about the president or presidents or whatever, or I forget the name of it, man. They had that guy, Rahm Emanuel or something. I forget his name, man. But yeah, they had that whole thing. And they were able to get a whole bunch of people to come out and listen to people rap by not marketing it as rap. So it's like if people think they're coming to watch a movie, different ball game. People think they're coming to see somebody do a play, different ball game. You know, people think they're coming to play a video game, different ball game. These things open the door to bringing in audiences without the stigma of what they think they're gonna get. So yeah, man, that's just food for thought. You know, start to experiment with new things. You know, don't just lock yourself into the way you see things. Because I know that can be a trap a lot of times for a lot of artists, man, where it's just like moving based on what you see people succeed at, based on what you see, what you've seen people accomplish, you know, instead of moving based on the possibilities and going into like uncharted territory. Yo, all right, I don't like that. All right, but I did the best I could with it. Oh, all right. That actually wasn't the best I could have did with it. But okay, they gave me a piece I could work with right there, right? All right. Okay, that's a good piece. Just can't mess it up. All right. Now I'm in trouble. Oh, maybe not. Right? There we go. No, don't want to do that. And that's not the piece I need neither. Yeah, there we go. Woo! Okay. And that's a good piece too. there we go. So relaxing. No, come on. You got this. You got this. Yeah, there we go. I think this is my last go round before my phone die. I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to say my goodbyes, good people. And that'll be a wrap. Really, I check in and see if you got questions, hold on, because I'm gonna tap into the chat right now. Right now, I can't see it. Or I'm going to tap into the chat in a minute. Right now, I can't see it because all I see is this Tetris game. Let me see if I can beat this board. Yeah, I think I can. Damn. All right. But I think I got it, though. Y'all think I got it? I think I got it. I think I'm going to get past. I think I'm going to live. 36. I think I could do that. If you believe, you can achieve. If you believe, you can achieve. Oh, yeah, that's right. All right. All right. All right. All right, good people. Yeah, man. So I appreciate those who tapped in with this grand experiment of playing Tetris and building with you guys live. You know, I mean, listen, man. I don't know what y'all got going on out there, man. I know it's a different ball game. I know a lot of artists are frustrated right now, man, trying to figure out what to do as this industry continues to change and spiral, you know, and to some extent downward, you know. But listen, man, there's ways to go about this. There's ways to build this. So I don't want nobody to be discouraged at, you know, the challenges that are before them. Be invigorated by it, man, you know. At the end of the day, man, you know, there's a lot of tools out there, and you just got to put your thinking cap on and do things different. Try different things, you know. But as always, you guys can hit me up. Contact at Payusnomind.info. Payusnomind@gmail.com. I'm not even sending people to social media no more because honestly, dude, I don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to be there. So it's like you guys can email me. Y'all could get more content from me on the Payusnomind.info website where we got articles and all of that good stuff, man. This is Gift signing off. Pay us no mind. Peace, good people. One. Y'all be cool. Y'all be cool out there, man.